How to cosplay make a sailor Fuku. You're gonna need tools and materials like the scissors, start, your drawing chalk, sewing machine, measuring tape, your fabric, bias if your costumes need any, and a lot of scrap papers. First, measure. You can start by measuring your shoulder width, your chest length, your waist, and little things like your sleeve length, your upper torso, the length of your collar as depicted in the video here, your head circumference. Now this is a very important step, okay? And the length of your top. Give it an extra inches so that you can tuck in your shirt. Second step, draft. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you already know how to make a white blouse, so I'm just giving some pointers on how it works for the Sailor Fuku version. Because for Sailor Fuku there will be no zip, and you rely on the extra width. First one, your chest. Okay, A would be your chest width plus an extra 5 inches. The 5 inches are very important. They allow your shoulders and the entire body to go through. Second, your collar. It has to be bigger than your head circumference so that your head can go in. Third, measurement C will have to be your chest width plus an extra 6 or so inches. Number 4, the last one, measurement D would be at least a few inches more than your upper torso. This is so that you can tuck in your shirt. If you have wide shoulders, please try out the top first and make sure that you can actually go in, because without a zip it's quite difficult. Okay, so get out your scrap papers, fold it in half. We're going to draft the collar now. Here are the needed measurements. I'm just going approximately, so it's not drawn to scale. Just give you an idea of how it's like. So I measure 2 of the collar length, half of this shoulder width, shoulder length, and with my red marker I'm going to draw out how the collar should look like. This semicircle here thing is supposed to be the back of your neck. Okay, oops, a little out, but this is approximately how it looks like. I'm gonna cut the fabric. Okay, so it should look something like a Pikachu's head. Next step, test and trial. Always test and trial before you do anything. It might be a little too big for you or a little bit too small. Like my case, too big, so I'm cutting it. Okay, this roughly takes the cake, I think. This roughly works, okay? Fold your fabric in half. Okay, so I'm gonna use the collar drafting and mark out the collar on the actual fabric. Remember to leave some space for your edges. I'm cutting along the lines now, but in real life you have to cut at least half an inch more. Okay, probably around half an inch more. So this is why you get a Pikachu head. We're gonna need 2 of this, so fold your fabric and do the same procedure again. So yay, we're good to go. Now interlock the edges. Don't just do it on the collar, do it for the entire costume. Step 5, sew them together. Now if your collar have any bias or any patterns, you have to do them now. Like, so you sew your bias now. For bias, you have to sew them a little bit inside. Try to remember to leave space at the edges for sewing. Okay, so I have done my bias. I have done it on the front of the collar. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take two pieces of them and sew them together back to back. Let's say I have sewed along the dotted lines. It should look something like that. I'm going to fold them inside out, and this is what I get. Part 2. Get a white cloth. I'm going to put the collar on top of it and line the outsides of the collar. And with my red marker, I am going to try drawing this U-shaped thing. This will be an inner flap, something like a lining for your collar. Okay, cut the cloth. This is what you get. This collar has been folded inside out. I'm going to place the extra flap of lining on top of it, and mark here along the dotted line is where we will be sewing. Well, we're not just going to sew two of them, we are also going to sew the top. So what happens here is all three pieces of the fabric on top of each other, and we will start sewing along the edge of the collar, something like that. Can't really show you through the videos with paper cuttings, but I hope you get the idea. Okay, so after you've done it correctly, as in if you've finished sewing, you will be able to fold the white flap inside, like what I'm trying to show here. So it should envelopes the white top, something like that. And on the outside there will only be your collar and not the white flap. It's really hard to show with paper cutting, but I hope you get the idea. Okay, let's say it worked. So it should be something like that. Now we're going to do the inside collar flap. Get a piece of cloth that's big enough to cover the area. Sew your bias and screw logo if you need any. This is where you will be sewing this piece of cloth to the blouse. You're only going to be sewing half of it, because the other half needs to be movable, so that you will have space for you to put your head through. The other half will be using studs. We'll be using studs, shown with the red marker. We're going to use the studs to attach this side of the flap to the top, so that it's openable. So it means you can open this flap and you can put your head through the collar. Okay, so here is where we will actually be sewing the inner flap, somewhere along the line of the collar. So you sew and sew. Put on hand sew your studs. Put the ribbon on, and yes, you're good to go. Yay! Ta-da! Ta-da! How to cosplay make a Sailor Fuku? I'm very sorry I couldn't be as specific as I would hope to, because it's really hard to show on video, and I don't have the expertise. I don't really know a lot of terms, but hope you enjoy it. It's done by Kaika from elfsandlimbas.vzec.com. Thank you for watching. Bye!